Most Canadians look forward to receiving old age security in retirement. After all, it's one of the cornerstones of our retirement income system. A monthly payment you qualify simply for by living and working in Canada. But here's the surprise that most people don't see coming. Not everyone gets to keep their full OAS. If your retirement income is above a certain threshold, roughly $90,000 in 2025, the government begins to claw back your benefit. For every dollar you earn, you lose 15 cents of OAS. If your income is high enough, you could lose the OAS entirely. For retirees who've worked hard, saved diligently, and built up in RSPs, this can feel unfair. You've done the right thing by saving, but now your retirement income pushes into clawback territory. And the worst part, many retirees don't even realize this until it's after it's already happening. They convert their RSPs to a RIF, take the minimum withdrawals, and suddenly their income has ballooned to levels that trigger clawbacks. Or they sell a cottage, realize a large capital gain, and watch thousands of dollars of OAS disappear for that year. The good news is this: OAS clawbacks can be managed. With the right strategies, you can reduce or even avoid them and keep more of your hard-earned retirement income. That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Hi, I'm Alex Kellerman, certified financial planner with IG Wealth Management. If you'd like to learn how these strategies could apply to your own retirement, book a call with me using the link in the description below. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who's planning their retirement, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future Canadian retirement planning videos. So part one, what most people get wrong. The first mistake Canadians make about OAS is assuming it's a guaranteed benefit for everyone. The truth is, OAS is income tested. Each year when you file your tax return, the government looks at your net income. If it's above the threshold, they reduce your OAS at a rate of 15 cents per dollar. In 2025, the clawback threshold is around $90,000. The benefit is fully eliminated at an income of about $145,000. Now, many retirees don't think of themselves as high income, but if you have a large RIF, receive CPP, and perhaps have rental or investment income, you can cross that line much faster than you'd expect. The second mistake is believing clawbacks affect the very wealthy. In reality, many middle-class Canadians with decent RSP savings fall into clawback territory in their 70s when RIF withdrawals rise. Finally, common misconception is that clawbacks are permanent once they begin. In fact, they're calculated year by year. If your income drops the next year, your OAS is restored. So part two, real numbers, real risks. Let's make this real with some examples. So example one, we have the growing RIF. John retires at 67 with 1.2 million in his RIF. He also receives around 15,000 annually from CPP. At age 72, his minimum RIF withdrawal is about 5.28%. That's 63,000. Add in his CPP and his income is 78,000. He's safe, no clawbacks yet. But as he ages, the withdrawal percentage increases. By 75, his withdrawal is around 72,000. Now his income is 87,000, just under the clawback limit. Now by age 78, his withdrawal is 80,000. With CPP, his income is 95,000, above the threshold. At that point, he loses 15 cents of OAS for every dollar over 90,000. That's about a $750 reduction in his OAS that year. By his 80s, as withdrawals grow larger, he could lose several $1,000s annually. Over a decade, that adds up. Example two, the one-time property sale. So Mary is 72 and usually has 70,000 in annual income, well below the clawback territory. But she decides to sell her rental property and realizes a $200,000 capital gain. Half of that gain, $100,000, counts as taxable income. That year, her total income jumped to $170,000. Not only does she lose her entire OAS, but she also pays higher taxes overall. The following year, her OAS returned, but she still lost thousands because she didn't plan the sale carefully. Example three, the couple with unequal incomes. So David and Susan are retired. David has a large RIF and takes 90,000 in withdrawals, plus 15,000 in CPP. His income is 105,000, well above the clawback threshold. He loses part of his OAS each year. Susan has her wealth in a TFSA and draws only 30,000 annually, which doesn't count towards clawbacks. If they don't split the income, David loses thousands in OAS over time. But by splitting some of David's RIF withdrawals with Susan, their income balances out, reducing clawbacks and lowering their overall tax bill. Part three, the strategies that work. So how do you reduce or avoid OAS clawbacks? Here are 6 proven strategies. Number one, you draw down RSPs early. One of the most effective ways to avoid clawbacks is to reduce the size of your RIF before OAS begins at 65. If you take controlled withdrawals withdrawals in your 60s when your income may be lower, you reduce a balance that later drives large mandatory withdrawals. This can also be paired with delaying CPP or OAS, giving you a smooth, tax-efficient income. Number 2, shift income into a TFSA. Now, TFSAs are one of the most powerful tools against clawbacks. Withdrawals from a TFSA don't count as taxable income and therefore don't affect OAS. That means if you need extra money for travel, gifts, emergencies, drawing from your TFSA preserves your OAS. Whenever possible, consider moving after-tax dollars into a TFSA during your 60s and 70s to build up a tax-free reserve. Number 3, income splitting with a spouse. For couples, splitting income is a simple but highly effective strategy. RRSP withdrawals, eligible pensions, and certain other income types can be split once you're both 65. This reduces the higher income spouse's reported income and can eliminate clawbacks altogether. Number 4, manage capital gains carefully. Large one-time gains can just devastate your OAS in a single year. Instead of selling a property or a large investment all at once, consider spreading the sales over multiple years or using capital loss harvesting strategies to offset gains. If a sale is unavoidable, it may make sense to plan it for a year when your other income is unusually low. Number 5, delay OAS strategically. If you know you'll face clawbacks for much of retirement, delaying OAS can be a smart move. For each year you delay past 65, your OAS payment grows by 7.2%. By age 70, it's 36% higher. Even if clawbacks reduce your benefit, at least you're starting from a higher base amount. Number 6, coordinate all income sources. OAS clawbacks don't exist in a vacuum. They're tied to your overall retirement income picture. By coordinating when you start CPP, how you withdraw from your RSP, and whether you delay OAS, you can design a smoother, lower tax retirement income plan. So part 4, mistakes to avoid. Here are some of the most common errors retirees make with OAS clawbacks. Waiting too long to start RSP withdrawals. This creates massive RRSP balances that lead to huge withdrawals in your 70s. Starting CPP and OAS at the same time without planning. This can push you into clawback territory unnecessarily. Overlooking the role of TFSAs. Too many retirees ignore the opportunity to shift taxable withdrawals into tax-free growth. Not planning for one-time income spikes. Selling a property or large investments without a strategy can erase your OAS for a year. Or ignoring spousal planning. Couples who don't split their income leave thousands of dollars on the table. Part 5, let's do a case study. Put it all together. Let's put these strategies into action with a full scenario. So we have the $1.5 million couple. Brian and Lisa are both 65. Between them, they have $1.5 million in RSPs, $200,000 in TFSAs, CPB benefits of $14,000 each, OAS eligibility starting at 65. If they both take OAS and CPP at 65, while leaving their RSPs untouched until 71, their combined income quickly rises above $100,000. By their 70s, large RRSP withdrawals pushes them into clawback territory every year. Instead, they choose a different approach. From 65 to 70, they draw $60,000 annually from their RSPs, keeping their income in a modest tax bracket. They delay OAS to 70, boosting it by 36%. They move part of their after-tax RSP withdrawals into their TFSAs each year. And then they split RRSP withdrawals evenly once mandatory withdrawals begin. So the result, while their RRSP balance is smaller, their taxable income is lower, their OAS is higher, and they avoid clawbacks for much longer. Over the course of retirement, this approach saves them tens of thousands of dollars. Part 6, what you should do next. So the big lesson is this: OAS clawbacks aren't just for the wealthy. They can affect middle-class retirees with strong RSP savings, rental properties, or investment portfolios. But they're also not inevitable. With the right strategies, drawing down RSPs early, using TFSAs, splitting income, timing OAS carefully, you can keep more of your benefits and reduce your tax bill. Every Canadian situation is different. The right plan depends on your income mix, your health, your goals, and your estate plans. That's why it's so important to get personalized advice before clawbacks start. If you'd like to see exactly how OAS clawbacks could impact your retirement and what steps you can take today to reduce them, I'd be happy to help. Click the link in the description to book a free, no obligation consultation with me. Together, we'll build a personalized retirement income strategy that balances your lifestyle, reduces taxes, and protects your government benefits. And if you found this video helpful, please like it, share it with someone who's planning their retirement, and subscribe so you don't miss future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.